Good evening, everyone. Dear educators, I know after a very energetic session by Dr. Kannan, I'm instructed to, make it very short and brief. I'll try my level best to finish it off in the next 10 minutes. Now, as we listen to Dr. Kannan, I'm sure most of you agree to the fact use of technology is at stake sometimes, right? But a very valid point that I would like to say is we can't do away with technology. Do we agree? The survey that we all did very quickly, you all took out your mobile phone as per his request, and we all did the QR scanning, and so and we also tried to give our valid points with regards to his request, right? So technology is something that we cannot ignore. Technology is something that we cannot avoid. A judicial use of technology, that's what Orient Black Swan has to offer, right? So transforming classrooms into future ready leading learning spaces, and here we unveil the future of education with a wonderful offering called both. And as principals, we all know both is a term that comes from the Panchadi by NCF. We have the five-step learning process: Aditi, Bodh, Abhyas, Prayog, and Prasar, wherein both, which means conceptual understanding, is very critical and crucial, right? So as we look at both here, it's blended online digital hub. What we mean by blended: seamlessly uniting classroom learning with digital experiences. Online, always accessible over internet, anytime, anywhere. Digital, empowering education with smart, interactive digital resources. And finally, it's all available under one roof, one central place for teachers, students to use resources. So why both? We've got plenty of platforms, right? Why both? Integrated learning with seamless mix of print and digital components, rich content, effective technology, and great experience. Huge resource library of 6,000 plus digital experiences across the series, and future-ready features guided by the spirit of NEP and NCF. Usually we get to see the national education policy and the national curriculum framework integrated into the textbooks alone. But here, even in both, even in the digital, we try to incorporate the national education policy and the national curriculum framework. So the package that we offer is for classes 1 to 5. So we have textbooks, workbooks, the learning management system, which is LMS, the teacher's resource manual with detailed competency-based lesson plans, and a smart app for the parents too. The subjects that we cover: we have English for classes 1 to 5, math for classes 1 to 5, environmental studies, or the world around us, as we say, for classes 1 and 2, science for classes 3 to 5, and finally social studies for classes 3 to 5. That's the package and the subjects that we cover. Beautifully designed books. We get to see children with full smiles on the car pages. Teachers, educators, trust me, the same smile will be there at the end of the day on the face of the teachers too, implementing both in our schools. Now the infrastructure, when we think of an LMS, the digital integration into our classrooms, the concern that we have is clunky technology, how we are going to use it. Our teachers are not equipped enough. So what we have to offer is, it's the simplest LMS solution to use. The onboarding is really stress-free, and we take care of the training. How simple it is for the teachers to log into their email accounts? It's as simple as that. The credentials will be prepared by Orient Black Swan, and our teachers are provided with these credentials. They walk into the classrooms, and they'll be able to log in and use these resources. Very minimal work for schools. No infrastructure is needed within school except internet connectivity for your smart boards. Moving forward, very quickly, I'm going to sum it up. The integrated learning, as I was saying, it's not only in the textbook, we also have this integration in the digital platform, the LMS, the smart app, even assessment is also taken care. So how is this textbook prepared? How is the pedagogy is founded on? The first point is integrated learning. As we all know, integrations, we speak of subject integration, we speak of real life integration, art integration, health and wellness, life skills and values, and finally digital. You get to see pinpoint all these integrations suggested by NCF in this. That's how the integrated learning is developed in both. The competency-based learning. See, all of us are aware about the learning standards, right? We have the aims of education from which the curricular goals are developed. The curricular goals are further developed into competencies. And it is based on these competencies we have the learning outcomes. The NCF stops there. We at Orient Black Swan, we have taken an extra step. Below the learning outcomes, we have added another term called lesson plans. Now let's go in the reverse order. Teachers are given competency-based lesson plans. And these lesson plans are based on the learning outcomes, right? Now I really doubt when teachers prepare lesson plans, how many of them cross-check towards the end of the lesson whether these learning outcomes are achieved or not? It's just for the purpose, maybe they mention these learning outcomes in the lesson plans and we principals put our signature and it's all done. But we need to ensure whether these learning outcomes are achieved towards the end of the lesson. That's very crucial. So the lesson plans are based on the learning outcomes, and once the learning outcomes are met, we do justice to the competencies and we fulfill the curricular goals, and finally the aims of education are satisfied. So this is how the competency-based learning is provided in both. The lesson objectives are clearly linked with these curricular goals for the students. We know the 21st century skills, communication, collaboration, critical thinking, creativity, and so on. All these are covered with tagging in the textbooks. Activity and project-based learning, that's a new norm. Rather than just going on into a lecture method, we need activity-oriented classrooms. We need project-based learning, wherein children take the ownership of their learning as well. That is also covered here. Assessments, very crucial. Both in the print form and also in the digital, we give assessments in different formats. Rootedness in India. Morning I was, hearing a speaker saying, we don't want foreign, thoughts coming into our education. We need Indian, right? So Rootedness in India, which is really initiated by the National Education Policy and the National Curriculum Framework. Maybe principles you have experienced, even before NEP spoke about Rootedness in India, we at Orient Blackstone had the Heritage Corner. The books of Orient Blackstone carried this India knowledge in the textbooks, even before NEP spoke about it, right? So we continue to have the same rootedness in India. The workbooks will always help our students with additional practice, and finally the teacher's resource material. So that's how the pedagogy is founded. Looking at assessments, it's covered in the textbook, in the workbook, in the TRM, and also in the digital. And the holistic progress card, our teachers will get it both in the print and also in the digital form. So looking at assessments, the question bank, we have got MCQ style. The teacher created assessments, it's graded. The question paper generator, pen and paper, question form from textbooks and the TRM, regular tests and exams, the practice assessments, interactive quizzes, right? All these are covered, and the book assessment end of chapter exercises are also helpful. Now the learning management system, as we see here, it will surely provide great digital experience guided by the spirit of NCF, strong assessment features, the detailed metrics, the report that will be generated. When a child does an assessment, the report that we get will always help to understand the progress of the learning. So that's going to be very crucial. See, very often our teachers teach, but is the learning happening should be the right question that is asked. So we ensure with the metrics that the learning also happens in the classroom. It's just not teaching, right? That's how the learning management system is going to help. Enabling creativity in teachers. See, when the teachers are overloaded with a lot of work, obviously it will affect the creativity of teachers, right? So with all this support, we are unleashing the potential of the teachers, making it or using it to the maximum in our classrooms, empowering your classrooms with engagement, improving teacher efficiency and reducing the workload, enabling holistic assessment, and many, many more features are provided in this LMS. Just to cite a few, and I'm going to conclude it. When you finish a lesson, when our teachers finish a lesson, children will wish to recap. Sometimes they approach the teachers. Sometimes the teachers are not approachable. So students will do this on their own. So we have developed a quick recap tool wherein students can do the recap with the key features on their own. It includes an assessment as well. So towards the end of every lesson, every subject will have a snap card which connects the recap plus a self-assessment of their learning, right? That's an amazing feature that students will be benefited. And finally, the last slide. We have somebody called Bodhi. And what is Bodhi? What is Bodhi gonna do? Maybe teachers, we need sometimes an assistant. Sometimes we need a help. Sometimes we need somebody to help us in our academics too, to teach effectively in the classroom. That is what Bodhi is all about. So Bodhi is going to say, it's my pleasure to work with you to help both user schools. It's available to teachers for each unit, provides lesson plans, activities, ideas, enables innovative teaching ideas, enables localization and real life context, provides help in regional languages as well. If you want the concept to be explained in Tamil, you get it. Maybe Kerala, they get it in Malayalam. Andhra, they get it in Telugu. So the explanation of the concepts, it is provided even in regional languages with the help of this AI support, both for the teachers and the students as well. So finally, the AI generated feedback, both the as AI learning assistant and the teaching assistant is all gonna help you be amazing teachers in our classrooms. And this is gonna help our schools to go to the next level in education. Finally, it blends human intelligence with AI to save time and improve outcomes. Everything is under the control of the teacher. And as educators, you will be able to monitor how your teachers are performing, how your students are performing as well. So both, it's built for schools, it's built for teachers, and it's built for India. So finally, as I wind up, I call upon Mr. Vinod Kuriakos, the Senior Vice President of Orient Black Swan, and the office bearers of the Chennai Sahodaya school complexes to please come forward and unveil the both textbook. Please. We request all of you to have a round of applause for unveiling both.
Thank you, sir, for the enriching session. Your practical strategies for implementing the key concepts, both curriculum, have provided valuable guidance for making classrooms more interactive, impactful, and student-centered. May I now request the senior principals of Zone 7 cluster schools to please extend their acknowledgement and appreciation to our guest through a formal felicitation.
Thank you all. Our next speaker is Mr. Praveen Singh, CEO of Asoka, the EdTech venture of the MDB Group. To introduce him, we invite Mrs. Meeta Venkatesh, Secretary East Cluster Zone and the former principal of Sri Shankara Senior Secondary School, onto the stage. We request Mrs. Meeta Venkatesh to come onto the stage.